Favorite Vibrant Makeup channel, and I'm going to do a review and swatch video for you on 3 palettes that I have come to enjoy and really like. So I will give you an in-depth review. I have used them quite extensively to give you a review and thought on the actual product. There are 3 palettes and they're from Juvia's Place. So Juvia's Place is kind of like this little company that's online that I actually heard from Stephanie Nicole, who is a YouTuber I've watched for a long time, and I watched her video on it and I was very intrigued at the pigmentation because I've bought so many palettes over the years, and I feel like I buy one because it's a hyped up product, and then I'm disappointed, or I don't reach for it that much. So these are actually palettes that I can really enjoy, and I think I will use a very long time because the pigmentation is really nice, and I really like these palettes. I've used them quite extensively. So you have seen my tutorials using these palettes, a couple of the palettes. I didn't film this look, but I did use one of the palettes for this look. But yeah, let's get into it. So these are the 3 palettes that I am reviewing today. First we have the Nubian Palette by Juvia's Place, and this is what the box looks like. And then we have the Nubian 2 palette by Juvia's Place. This is what the box looks like for that. And then this is actually the mini masquerade palette, and this one I think is my favorite palette out of all of them, because it has a lot of color, and I've been looking for palettes that have that really big pop and a really beautiful purple, because I've been through so many palettes. I know my Anastasia Self-Made palette had a beautiful purple in it, but I just never reached for the other colors, so I felt like that one was just kind of a waste. So this one I find that I can use a lot. When I get inspired by a palette, I have so many looks in mind when I look at it, and that's what I get from these 3 palettes. So I will show you what the palettes look like. So this is what the Nubian palette looks like. It's kind of small compared to the box, of course. I mean, it's not too much smaller, but it is that beautiful color. I love how these are so colorful. It just draws me into it. The packaging is amazing. But this is what the Nubian palette looks like. It's got this real beautiful woman on the front, and then inside we have that same woman again, and then we have neutral shades. So this palette is a neutral palette mostly. So this palette actually has 4 mattes, and the rest are like metallic or shimmers. Let me tell you, the pigmentation on these are really nice, and I have used it in some looks, I think in a couple videos. I will link those down below, but I did use this palette extensively, where I'm able to kind of gauge what looks I can get out of it and if it's really worth the price. So this palette, it has a total of 12 shades, and here it is up close for you guys to see. And it has 4 mattes, and it has 8 shimmer or metallic shades. So I will just swatch one with my finger. I know this is not the best way to kind of gauge what pigmentation it is, but I'm just going to do that with my finger, and you can see how pigmented that is. This is probably one of my favorite shades because it's like an orangey duochrome shade. I just love that shade on my eyelid. And then I'll dip into a matte. I'll take the darker shade here. It's really creamy to the touch, as you can see. And of course, finger swatches are going to be a lot more pigmented because they are finger swatches, because the warmth from your finger kind of makes the pigmentation go on a little bit more bold. So when you do it, you want to make sure that your brush can pick up the product and do the same effect that your finger would, so you can gauge what the pigmentation might be. So let's get into the swatches of this palette. want to talk about is the Nubian 2 palette, kind of like the sequel, I guess, to the Nubian palette, and the size difference is very dramatic. This is a neutral warm shade palette, but this one has a beautiful, I mean, these are huge pans. This is what it looks like inside. They're huge. But this has kind of like warms, cools, jewel tones, very pretty colors that I am drawn to. And as you can see, the pigmentation is quite extensive. This is what I'm wearing all over my lids, this shade right here, and that shade is called Ya. So it is a very, very pigmented, I can't even talk, pigmented color, and it's a beautiful copper shade. It's just, I mean, look at that. It's beautiful. I was drawn to it because it looks similar to my Kat Von D Serpentina palette. I really love that palette. I love the warm tones in it. I love the fact that it has a really beautiful burgundy. This does not have that red of a burgundy, but it has like this purple plum color. And there's the matte right there. That's that like purpley plum color. It's like a plum maroon color. I like it. It's a real pretty color, but I really was drawn to the fact that it had jewel tones in it, and it has a sparkle, and it has some just unique shades that you can't find in most palettes. That's what I like about these palettes, is they're unique, and the pigmentation is really nice, and the quality is really nice. Again, this has 12 shades. It has 4 mattes and 8 metallics, and it's really beautiful just to look at. I just love the packaging because it's so bright and bold, and you don't see packaging like this. Like, it's just so beautiful, and I love that it has these beautiful ladies on there, and then it also has them inside. Oops, sorry, I almost dropped it. Inside the palette, so it's really pretty. It doesn't have a mirror, which I don't mind because honestly, I love this palette. It's really, really nice. So let's get into the swatches for the Nubian 2 palette. The Juvia's Place, the Nubian 2 palette's rather big, and you saw that it had very big pans. So when I saw that the Masquerade palette had more shadows in it, I had to go a little bit smaller because I really did not want to go that big because I feel like I'm not going to need that big of pans in those colors. But yeah, this is what the Masquerade Mini looks like. It's a beautiful like fuchsia pink. And it's got that same lady on there with bold colors on her face, and then inside it has the same deal, but these are just smaller pans. This is what it looks like inside. Alright, so it does have 5 matte shades. It's got this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. And then it also has these 2 kind of, they're matte shades with flecks of glitter in it, so I didn't really categorize them as matte. So these 2 shades are the ones with the glitter in it. And then you've got your metallic shades. As you can see, I've used that quite extensively. You've seen my video on making this an eyeliner. It's just, oh my gosh, these are just stunning. Look at the color pigmentation on that. It's just so stunning. I love that bluish purple. It's like an indigo purple. I love that. And then as for the pink, I mean, I've been looking for a hot pink. And that's a really pretty hot pink, but it has those flecks of glitter in it. And usually, like I say, I like to blend them with my brushes because that way I can see how it'll perform on the eye. And I have used that on my eyes. I'll link those videos down below so I can attest to the videos that this palette's really nice. So yeah, this is the Masquerade Mini Palette, and let's get into the swatches of this palette.
Take my hand, don't be afraid. Time's on the side, and we will find so much to share, to love and care. Just stand beside, leave your doubts behind, and all that I want is to be here with you. Oh baby, never gonna let you down, I'll always be around. Want to hear you say, stay, stay, stay. Never gonna let you down, I'll always be around. Want to hear you say, stay, stay, stay. Hold me now.
Overall, I am thoroughly impressed with the pigment quality and the just the way they're presented. A lot of times I tend to just buy for the hype, like this guy right here. This is the Mevita Loca palette from Kat Von D. Now, I have not used it as much as I would like. I love the concept that it's a color wheel, but again, I just don't reach for it as much, so I just kind of keep it in my drawer at the bottom. I have gone through my palettes and have purged a lot of palettes just to get rid of a lot of the excess stuff that I don't use. And I've kind of learned to appreciate quality over the hype. I know that there was a couple of palettes that I just was not impressed with, and I'm sure a lot of people will get mad at me for it, but it just didn't, I didn't reach for them. I just bought it because it was popular, but I didn't really use it that much, so I felt like I wasted my money on it. And that was the Peach palette from Too Faced. I know a lot of people are excited for it to have a comeback. I love Too Faced, but I'm not really into Too Faced as much as everyone else is. The two palettes that I do own as of now, because I've gotten rid of a lot of them, are the Peanut Butter and the Too Cute palette, or Totally Cute palette. These ones I do use a lot because this is my kind of shade range. And then this one is kind of like my little, like me and my niece have this palette together. I bought her one, and I bought myself one because she wanted to see some tutorials out of it. So I will probably put some more tutorials on this one. But I like the color range in it because it does have some pretty good colors in it. So this is a palette that I enjoy. But I only have these two as of now because I've gotten rid of a lot of them. And I'm not, yeah, I had the Chocolate Bar palette. I never reached for it that much, even though I loved it. I know you've seen my video on my Too Faced comparison palettes. They're really nice, but I feel like as I've been working with eyeshadows more, I've learned a lot about what I've bought in the past versus what I'm getting now. And I feel like what I'm getting now is actually better quality, and it's not so much wasting my money. I'm actually investing in better quality products, rather than getting stuff because I think it's cute packaging or I think it's amazing and every YouTuber has it. No, I want palettes that people appreciate more and that it appreciates you in return by giving you that quality. Now, I will list the prices of these palettes below, especially I will put the regular size masquerade palette as well, the price listing below in the description box. So yeah, I do like it, and I was able to get a really quick coppery look out of this palette, out of the Nubian 2 palette. I did use the shade Morocco in my crease, and then I used the shade Ya all over my lid, and then on my lower lash line I wanted to try Nefertiti, which is this beautiful shade right there, and then I kind of blended everything else with Madagascar because it's a nice neutral shade for the crease, and I kind of put that over the orange so it's not too orange, and then I mean, it came out really nice. And then of course I used Zuri in my inner corner, which is really nice. It's a really pretty shimmery shade, which I look for in a palette. I want to be able to get a whole look out of this palette, and I feel like I can with the Nubian regular Nubian palette. It's really small, but I like it because it's got everything I need in a palette, because it's just very neutral. It's everyday wear for me. These do not have names, unfortunately. I'm not sure why, but I think it's, I don't know, they just don't have names on there. I'm so sorry if it's the first palette they came out with. But then the mini masquerade palette has kind of like the similar warm shades as well in the neutrals, but it has way more color. Now, the sad thing is I'm on the hunt for a really good yellow. I know I have that in my Kat Von D palette, but I just really want this beautiful bright yellow, like a neon, not neon, but like a really bold marigold maybe, or a standard yellow. I'm not sure. I just want that color. I don't know what it is. I just want that color. But I will find that eventually in a palette. But honestly, I'm very impressed with these palettes. I think these are going to be my favorite palettes out of all my palettes that I have. If you do want a palette video of all the palettes that I do currently have, I can definitely make a video for that. So just let me know in the comments down below what you want to see, and what I recommend is a really good palette, and you know, how long I've had it, and knowing that I've actually used a lot of it. So yeah, that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed this video. I don't normally like doing any review videos, but I really wanted to get this out there that I truly, truly love these palettes, and I do highly recommend them if you are looking for some warm metallic shades. And like I said, this is such a beautiful coppery color on my lids. I'm just in love with it, and I just love the fact that I can achieve better looks out of these palettes than I have with the palettes I've had in the past. So I'm really excited for these. So thank you guys so much for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe, like this video, comment if you want to see other videos down below in the comment section, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.